To come on today's video, people out there can be pricks because they are nothing but weak, cowardice people. I don't care. I really, je m'en fiche. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who... It's a life lesson for them. But before any of that, roll intro. Bonjour les poules, ça va? D'accord, d'accord. À manger. Bon appétit. Good morning. From Département 16, La Charente, the northernmost tip of the southwest of France. So, I exaggerated the northernmost tip, and there's a reason for that. Up until about 10 months ago, I just used to say, good morning from Département 16, La Charente, from the southwest of France. Then get a comment from this person saying in French, you don't live in the southwest of France. And I replied, yeah, I do. And he said, go and check the map. I said, well, I've just checked it, and it says that we live in the northernmost tip of the southwest of France, and it says that on Wikipedia. Not a comment from that person since. Then get a comment comment on yesterday's video, where we went to Vertoy-sur-Charente, and we had a lovely meal at a French restaurant. And the comment, in both French and English, was basically saying that here in France, the French like to dress up when they're going out for something to eat. Our family wasn't dressed very nicely, and we are not integrating into the French culture, and so he's going to unsubscribe. I replied in French, good riddance. So I've searched the deepest, darkest web, trying to find an image of said subscriber, and I found one on a website called myfrenchtroll.fr. Here's the image now. That's what it looks like. Anyway, Megan and Ollie are going back today, so they're going to be leaving around about midday, and I'm going to crack on with the wall. But yeah, thank you for your suggestions over the part of the wall that's really dodgy. A couple of suggestions about putting trellis there. So tidying up a bit with the SDS drill, painting it, and putting a trellis there and growing something up there. I really like that idea, so thank you. Anyway, let's crack on with the wall.
When you're down and you stare out your window, hoping that you'll come up with some words to say. That's not okay. When you feel like you're fed up with heartbreak, and you know that you can't take another day. Well, that's not okay. We can never go back this road, you never go back that way. I see you standing in the corner like it's okay. Don't you know that you move with your body? Don't you know that you move with your body? We can never go back this road, you never go back
Wow, not stopped today. Neither has Lisa. I think you've done 4 hours worth of driving today at least, haven't you? Yeah, so Megan and Ollie, it was lovely to have them here and lovely to hear Megan's voice in the house again. Just like when she was a little girl. Because she hasn't changed. Yeah, she's still little. But yeah, made loads of progress today. Expected there to be a thunderstorm. What time is it now? It's 5 to 6. Meant to be thunderstorms at 4. It's not, although I can see a big black cloud over there. I'm going to show you something that we ordered. These are our authentic Indian curry bowls. And they're quite heavy as well. They're lovely, aren't they? So we've got 4 of them. So Steve and Ali from Chateau Tales with Ali and Steve. Yeah, they're going to be coming for a curry at our house at some point in June because they're coming over to have a look at the chateau and stick a deposit down maybe. So you're going to be served one of them. A lot of hate today on yesterday's video actually, which is a shame because I don't care. I really, je m'en fiche. I really don't care. I invite it, I bring it on, I enjoy tackling them because they are nothing but weak, cowardly people that slept under the blanket of freedom that I provided and then questioned the manner in which I provided it. What was that film? What was that film from? I used to say that to drunken people outside nightclubs when I was a police officer in uniform. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of freedom that I provide and then questions the manner in which I provide it. Because they always say, well, have you got nothing better to do? Should you not be arresting rapists? And I don't know why they've gone Yorkshire. But anyway, but it's a shame because of Robbie and Angel when they grow up and they'll be able to read the comments and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I suppose it's a life lesson for them that people out there can be pricks, can't they? Anyway, don't go away. It's not the end of the video. There's more of this sort of stuff to come tomorrow. And it's only 21 seconds out of your life, so don't skip forward. But here's the night view of the Charente. I'll see you tomorrow. I say it's night view. It's not, is it? Because it doesn't go dark until well late, until after I've gone to bed anyway. But here's a view of the Charente anyway. I'll see you tomorrow. Right, there is no nighttime view of the Charente tonight, even saved from it, because the rain's coming right into the windowsill. Right, we'll see you tomorrow for the 3rd time. You getting ready?
Yeah.
Come on then, let's go.
Okay.
Bit bloody close, isn't it? Doing it on my phone. Anyway, let's go to the shops. Let's have a chat. Where's the camera? Is it that bit or that bit? That bit. Too slow, man. Oliver, no need to zoom in on that. Right, can't even see the full head. Anyway, so I mentioned yesterday about there being a lot of hate on that video, and I only mentioned one bit because there were a few other comments from people claiming to be French, so they could be English or any other country, saying that they're French. But with their names, yeah, they probably were. But they just weren't very nice. Now, the majority of comments, 99.9% of the comments that I get from French people are all amazingly supportive. And I appreciate each and every one of you. To name a few off the top of my head, there's Guillaume, there's Larry de Paris, there's Didier Lacroix, and there's loads more. So yeah, thank you to each and every one of you that have welcomed us to your country and give us your continued support. And it got me thinking about that image of a Frenchman wearing the beret and the onions and stuff like that, and it got me thinking about whether it's going to offend people. Now remember, offence is taken, it's not given. wasn't meant to give anybody any offence. You're quite entitled to be offended, and if you're offended by that, you and I would probably not be friends in real life. But it was, so all I put was in ChatGPT, angry Frenchman, and it came up with the beret, and it came up with the striped t-shirt. So there is a stereotype out there on the internet. And then I put in, as a comparison, I put in angry Englishman, which is on there now. And it said, and this is probably more of a reflection on England and the UK really, it says that basically that there isn't one. So I created that one. It's what I think is a stereotypical Englishman. And again, if you're English and you're offended by that, you and I will probably not be friends in real life. But shell suit, chains, earring, rings, fag, what else? Oh, holding a can. ChatGPT is not very good with cans of beer. And then I put in stereotypical Scotsman, which is here, and that's my favourite. And then I ran out of users, because I've got the free version of ChatGPT. I ran out. So anyway, yeah. So Angel and I are off to the shops. We're off to Carrefour. See, give me a wave. To go and get some bits and pieces. Because you know what? Lisa wants me to cook her a curry to use the new bowls. But yeah, it's been raining today. It's well, it's not. It is raining at the moment. If it lightens up, I might do some pointing. But yeah, that's why I worked hard yesterday doing the lawn and doing that last bit. So if the rain does come off, if it does go away, then I can do some quiet pointing on a Sunday. But yeah, what else is there to talk about? Yeah, it's just Megan and Ollie are going to be coming out in July, late July. We've got Lisa's dad and stepmum, my mother and father-in-law coming out in June. We've got Ali and Steve coming over to pay us a visit, and I'm going to be going to one of their chateaus that they're going to be taking a look at and doing some filming there if I can, which will be really, really exciting. So I've got lots planned this summer. I don't think I've lost the will to live with the pointing, although I am starting to enjoy it, because I am getting better at it. I think it's not perfect. Yeah, there's bits that I'm really not happy with. I'm excited about the trellis idea because it's not faff, it's anti-faff. There's the front of the house that needs painting. I don't know when we're going to do that. You know, it's getting to the time of the year where it's going to be too hot to do that sort of stuff. So I know that Nick, my father-in-law, wants to help with the repointing. So there's an awkward bit behind the garage that if he's really interested in doing, Nick, if you're really interested in doing that, there's where the practice wall was. We do know that you like to get on a ladder, and because Nick repointed the whole of his house in the past, so he's not shy of hard work, and he's a lovely bloke, as is Audrey. Mum and brother are meant to be coming out, but there's no plans with that at the moment, so we'll have to speak to them. George's birthday today, my oldest son, so he's 20 today, so happy birthday to George, or Dids is what I call him, Dids, because the twins, when they were young, couldn't pronounce his name, so called him Dids, and then called him Stinky Dids. Anyway, I've no idea what next is. I'm not filming the curry because I keep doing that, but yeah, what next is, let's do that. Sorry, yeah, there was something that I wanted to talk to you about, was why am I doing the pointing? It's aesthetic, isn't it? And a little bit structural. But when we bought the house through a place in the sun, we only saw the house twice. The day they did the filming, and then we went back that afternoon to have a look by ourselves. But we didn't really notice how ugly the side of the house was, and the house's orientation in terms of the actual little hamlet that we were in. And so when we picked up the keys from the notaire office and drove to our house for the first time, and I'll put the video on now, well, in a minute anyway, I didn't recognise it as our house because it was horrible, it was ugly, it was grey. And I said to Lisa, where's our house? She went, it's that one there. And I said, that it's fucking awful. And so that's when we said, oh, we'll have to repoint it. And I think I've saved myself, just in terms of labour alone, on repointing that wall, about €5,000 or €6,000. So if you're thinking of doing it, you're going to save yourself a load of money, because people charge about €30 a day, and you don't get much done in a day. You probably get a metre squared done in a day. So yeah, I reckon I've saved myself between €5,000 and €6,000. Materials not that expensive, probably about €300 including delivery. But so I'll show you that image now of us driving round the corner for the first time to see the side of our house, and then I'll follow it, if I can remember, with me driving around the corner. Bearing in mind, it's not really a nice day today. It's probably not the best day to do it for visual effect. Me driving around the corner to see what it looks like now. So let's do that. We filmed up the hill. I'm laughing because my eyes are really, really sensitive to the light ever since I had that scratched cornea. Anyway, that was Lisa's Vindras. What's going on with... There you go. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just distracted how painful my eyes are. Anyway, don't go away. It's not the end of the video. It's only 21 seconds out of your life. But it's the nighttime view of the Charente. I'll see you tomorrow. With Lisa, we've been cleaning the oven, long overdue. We said just before Christmas that we'd clean it after Christmas. Well, we weren't wrong, it is after Christmas. Just way after Christmas. But yeah, it's not the most enjoyable a task at all, especially when you've waited this long. Anyway, I'm sure somebody will say, oh, you don't need that spray, just use your lemon juice, a bit of bicarbonate of soda and some Coca-Cola and it'll come up like new. Lisa's laughing in the background because she knows it's true. Someone's going to say something. Well, that's fine. Anyway, no pointing today. No pointing today because of rubbish weather. But it's going to turn nice after tomorrow. Allegedly, depends on whether you believe the weather apps or not. Anyway, what time is it? 1:10. The reason why I'm doing this is because we got shamed into doing it by Maria, who was brazen enough to film the inside of her oven on her and Richard's video that went out yesterday. There was no way that I'd be brave enough to film the inside of our oven, would you? I'm looking at Lisa. But she did. Bold as brass. Camera straight in there. Didn't give a shit. And quite rightly so, because it was spotless. Apart from a few smears on the actual display. But we won't talk about that. What day is it today? Monday. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Any trolls out there, jump straight in. I've got Pete on standby. That's not a problem. We will deal with it. See you Wednesday. Later.
Goodbye to the haters. It's not goodbye, it's later.